Okay guys, welcome back to another video. So today, I'm going to talk about making investments. I've done a few videos about kind of finances and like what I think's a good, like, it's easy to go about finances in the wrong way where you're kind of, you're sort of saving but you're not really thinking long term. And I think this is a more fundamental point that I've struck upon. And so I'll tell you a story. Basically, I was thinking about getting YouTube Premium, which is where you basically don't get ads, you don't get, you can download, I'm sure you know what it is. Because I thought, well, I'm consuming a lot of content, sort of self-improvement stuff that I think is adding to my life. And it'd be good if I could just find a different time to listen to it. Like at the gym, for example. Wouldn't it be so cool if I could just download a bunch of videos that I was going to watch anyway and just listen to them at the gym? And I thought, adverts all the time, it's kind of taking up a lot of your mental energy and all this stuff. And, maybe the answer is just to consume less content. I'm not really sure, but I believe that a lot, there's a positive to buying, for getting YouTube Premium, basically. And so I was thinking about getting it, and I looked at how much it was. It's like 12 quid, and I thought, shit, that's quite a lot of money. But then I thought, I wouldn't think twice about spending that money on a couple of pints at a pub or something. And yet, which one is really am I going to derive the most benefit from? People often complain about the price of a pint somewhere, they'll be like, oh god, 6 quid for a pint. That's an absolute rip-off. But they're still buying it, And that really makes you think, because which one is going to give you more value in your life? Okay, it's nice to have a pint in the moment, all your friends are there, all that kind of stuff, but you forget about that quite quickly. And meanwhile, a one-off payment for a month, and you have that for the amount of time the amount of return of investment in that is actually quite a lot. So why are we so averse to investing? That's the thing that I think it comes down to, is that it's not really a cost thing as such. It's not that anything, we're sort of frugal with money necessarily, but it's more that we don't see investing as a good sort of idea. We're not taught that the idea that you will see returns on your money that you're paid in the future in sort of more indirect ways is, I don't know, I don't really think like that. I feel like a lot of people just think in the here and now. And I think it's funny, I was listening to a podcast about this that was saying that a lot of why computer games are so good is because you constantly get rewarded for what you're doing. In a way that just modern life, real life, just can't compare to. So if you are, if you're working really hard in the game, you see results quite quickly, and the way you get the results, it's kind of, the people designing the games will make it so that you get quite a clear return on investment. Now that's investment of time, it's not investment of money as such. But I think that is the same kind of thing. It's the same kind of dynamic. If you spend 6 quid on a pint, or 12 quid on a couple of pints, let's say, that your money is, however small the sort of positive you get out of it, you definitely get the positive out of it, because you get it as soon as you drink the pint, right? Meanwhile, we're not so sure that we're going to get the return on an investment for something YouTube Premium is maybe a bad example, but there's not 100%. It's not 100 million% that you're going to get your money's worth, because you get it over a month, day by day. But I think if you want to improve your life, you really have to think like that. And I thought that the reason I'm bringing it up is because I thought a lot about this with buying books and stuff. Is, you know, I've been hesitant to spend like money on books. I bought like about like 10 new books recently, and like it's cost a lot of money. But I've just thought this is gonna pay me back in the long term. I just don't realise it yet, and I may be wrong, but it's just I just don't get how I'm so doubtful about spending money on that, but yet spending money on a couple of pints is sort of, I'm just so like, I wouldn't even think about it, wouldn't even think twice about it. Now obviously it's still good to spend money on a pint, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to spend money on, but surely out of the two, the former should be the one that you're more hesitant about. You know, spending money on a pint, you should be more think, is this really a good use of money? Like, why is something that's gonna pay me back over like a long course of time that I can get infinite use out of? Why is that something that I'm sort of averse to? And I think it just goes back to this thing of you just don't really think about long-term rewards. We don't really like the idea of waiting for the rewards of spending money. We want to have it as soon as possible. And it doesn't really matter if it's not very much of a reward. We just want to get it now, you know, as soon as possible. So yeah, I mean, I think what people do instead is they just worry about reducing the costs of what they're spending money on in the first place. But if you're not prepared to extend the field of, you know, you can only really reduce how much you spend money, right? But you can really increase how much value what you spend money on gives you in the long term. So for me, it makes much more sense to think about everything as an investment over a long period of time. Like how much reward is going to give me over, you know, a week, let's say. Because, you know, when you buy a book, you got it, and then it's like you've got to do extra work to sort of get the reward from it. So yeah, I guess that's why. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.